Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Action Figure Showcase, we are going to take a look at my top 50 customs, numbers 40 through 31. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Last week we took a look at numbers 50 through 41, so this week we are taking a look at the next installment. We've got 40 through 31 of my top 50 favorite customs in my collection. So I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to it. First things first, we have number 40, and that is going to be my Ultimate Edition fix-up of the Macho Man. And this, I believe the base was the Legends figure that we got of Macho Man, and it was the one that came with the hand that is holding the little thing of creamer. And when I think of Macho Man, this is just the colors I think of: the pink, the yellow boots and knee pads and everything. And really all I did with this one was swap the Ultimate Edition torso on. So I took the Legends figure, I took the Target exclusive, I think it was, NWO Macho Man, through that jersey, I don't know where that came from, through that torso onto this Elite to honestly make what is, for me, like my perfect Macho Man. So he's got the double jointed arms. The head sculpt I used on this one isn't my favorite, but it's just kind of what I had to work with. We also got, gosh, I don't even remember what figure it was, what line it was, when we got like the big Macho Man robe that he wore when he fought Ricky Steamboat, and that's normally what I pose this with. So I think the glasses and the headband that it came with fits this head the best, and that's why I use this head. But this is number 40 on my list. Really a simple fix-up, but one of my favorite figures in my collection. Number 39 is one that I just kind of threw together because I had some extra pieces. So here is my street clothes slash promo Roman Reigns. And I had made a bunch of Bloodline customs a few weeks ago on Work in Progress Wednesday, and after I did that I had some spare pieces, so I ended up just throwing stuff together. I've got, obviously, these legs are from one of the Usos figures. I put on an extra Roman Reigns torso that I had, gave him the arms with no gauntlets or anything, and then the head scan I think was just an extra that I had from one of his elites. The shirt is from the Amazon 3-pack, and then the shoes I just took from a Angelo Dawkins Elite, an extra that I just had in my fodder bin, and it was a really simple fix-up. Just I really like how it looks. I like how it turned out. That's one thing that I will always give Jazzwares props for, is the amount of street attires we get. We do get a lot of promo attires or just street clothes, and I didn't like that as a kid with Jax, but now that you can swap things around so much, it's something that it's kind of grown on me. So I'd love to get more of that from Mattel, but in the meantime, here's my Roman, and he is the 39th favorite custom in my collection. Number 38 is one that I didn't really think of right away when I was trying to think of my favorite customs, but then going through, it was one that I definitely had a lot of fun with. It's super clean. Number 38 is my custom Perry Saturn figure. And this was I always wanted an Elite Perry Saturn. And I mean, I don't know if we're ever gonna get one. I don't even know if there's like a market or crowd for people that want a Perry Saturn figure. But he was around plenty during the Attitude Era, and he's a guy that I wanted, but I avoided doing just because of all the tattoos and everything. But then once I started doing decals, it was kind of a no-brainer for me. So I use a Jax head. I think I had to Dremel it out a little bit, but it matches. Like in the light, you can see like the different kind of material makes it look a little more yellow, but in person it matches the rest of the skin tone pretty well. I believe this is mostly a Bobby Roode figure, and then I gave him some different lower arms to give him that white tape, but you can see all the tattoos on here. on the arms, got his back tattoo. It's just a really clean custom I did, and it's one that I really, really like. And I'm not gonna tell you, like, I'm not gonna lie and tell you Perry Saturn was one of my favorites, but it's a cool custom. It sticks out because I don't think a lot of people necessarily make a lot of Perry Saturn customs, so it filled out my Radicals stable. And I know I might have some of his other Radical stable members in this countdown. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, there is number 38, Perry Saturn. Next up, number 37, we are going to stay in that Attitude Era time period with my custom Invasion or Alliance Steve Austin. And this was one that, you know, I kind of had the idea in my head, and then once I was able to get all the pieces, I was really excited to get it together. Stone Cold, obviously, in his ring attire didn't have a lot of looks, but he did have a ton of different looks in different shirts, shorts, just different combinations. So using this one, or being able to do this one, and using the Elite 85 arms from Bray Wyatt, the t-shirt torso, just very different for what we've gotten from Mattel as far as Stone Cold. So this one was a lot of fun. I used the head from Basic 100. The arms, like I said, are from the Bray Wyatt Elite 85 figure, the Firefly Funhouse there. Straighten it out just so you can see the arms there. There we go. We've got the decals on the back and the front. I did a wash on the jean shorts to make them look more textured. And then, like, obviously, the legs are just from the Steve Austin figure. So, parts-wise, it was pretty easy to get together. I did have to use one of those, like, little rubber rings that goes on the torso to get this t-shirt torso to fit on. And one of the things that does kind of bother me is that since it's pinless, I can't take the arms apart. So the paint kind of rubs off on the joints there, and you can see a little bit of the maroon color like in the shoulder, but at the end of the day, like when it's posing on the shelf, you can get around that, you can hide it a little bit. So one of my favorite figures coming in here at number 37. Next up, number 36, and I actually think I forgot to put this in my Ultimate Edition showcase. I could be wrong, but now that looking at it, I think I forgot here. We have my cash-in Rated R Edge, and here I use the Jax Edge head. I like the hair. I like the kind of like feathered look to Edge. But really, it was a pretty simple custom, so that's kind of why it's lower on the list. There wasn't a lot to do here. I painted the boots silver, kind of gave him that like strap look that he had, which I think all I did was color in the outline that they already had on some Edge boots, and then I painted the star red here, just gave him that look that he had when he cashed in at New Year's Revolution against John Cena. That was one of my like core memories from watching wrestling back in the day, like around middle school, I think. Middle school, yeah, early high school, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, moving on here, I was so pissed when he cashed in on John Cena to win the title. So that's always a attire I wanted. I'm surprised we never got from Mattel. Like they love doing black attires, and there was plenty of opportunities for Edge. So I don't know, maybe if he would have been around longer while they were making Chase figures, we would have gotten one. But nonetheless, I've got my Ultimate Edition version of him. I'm very happy with it, and that's why he is number 36 on the list. Number 35 is going to be my custom New Japan Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and this is one I had a lot of fun doing it. I think it came out super clean, and I really enjoyed Kota Ibushi, especially his title run he had like towards the end of his New Japan run. Honestly, I've been really let down by what he's done in AEW. He just looks just like washed and broken. And I mean, that's no surprise from how he wrestled in New Japan, but nonetheless, it's a little disappointing. It's kind of just sad seeing him the way he is. But in my collection, this is one of my favorite customs. I used a torso from Triple H, I believe, and then just some plain tan arms. I don't remember. I made this a while ago, so I don't remember whose arms. The decals came from Curb Stomp. His attire, I think, is typically a little more like a royal blue, but the decals match this kind of like lighter blue, which doesn't, I won't say it bothers me, but I feel like it is a tiny bit inaccurate. Like he's got a lot going on here. So we've got the knee pads and the kick pads, just really clean. I was able to use blue knee pads and all white kick pads. So like the only painting we did was up here, and because it's on ball joints, it doesn't really rub. And then the head scans from House 14, I think that's a great scan for Kota Ibushi. I know Head Iteration has one, and it might just be those two. I'm sure someone out there has more, but I think this is a good head sculpt. And like I like the formula, the decals. I just think it all came together really well. It's nice and clean, and that's why he is number 35 on the list. Number 34 on my list is one that kind of surprised me. I didn't necessarily expect it to be high on the list, but then going through my figures, he just settled into a nice spot here. We've got my Elite A-Train. And I was by no means a fan of A-Train, but I am a massive fan of the big guy figures. And this was one I went back and forth on a lot, trying to figure out a good formula. And ultimately, I, kind of forgot that he had an Elite already. So I'm trying to remember. The torso is from an Elite Tensai figure. The lower legs are from an Elite Tucker, I am pretty sure. And then the arms, the biceps are from a Luke Harper. And then the lower arms, I don't remember exactly, but it kind of gave him that barrel-chested look that I was going for. I used an ink pen, or a Gundam pen, I think they're called, to put all of the hair on him. And I just really, really like this figure. I think it turned out exactly how I was wanting. The formula for it, I just think works really well. I would like to get a different head for him that was a little more representative of how he looked at the time. But this head fit this torso the best. I had a Jack's head, but it was small and it fit kind of high, so it didn't look quite right. But this is just one of my favorite customs. Like, there really wasn't much to it. The biggest challenge was figuring out the formula, which did take me a while. I went back and forth on a lot of different torsos and legs and everything. But I'm really, really happy with this one. We've just got decals on the front and back, and they're even the same decal. Like, there's really nothing too special. It's just a custom that, sometimes I get done with one and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Sometimes I get done with one and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes it's just filling a hole on the shelf until I can redo it and make a better one. But this A-Train, like I said, I didn't really care about or for his character during the Ruthless Aggression era, but it's a custom that I really, really enjoy. All right, we've got a few more to finish out today's episode, and honestly, I kind of went back and forth on which position to put these in. I'm at the point now where I'm getting to the ones that I really, really like, the ones that were the first ones to grab off the shelf. So we have the first Owen Hart custom that I ever did, and I did just recently pay for 3XR Studios 3D library, and I haven't started printing, but I went through classes at my local library to use their 3D printers. So I'm going to try that out. I'm going to print out some of the Owen Hart head sculpts that he has in there because they are fantastic. This one is from House 14, which I also, like, all of my Owen Hart customs use House 14's heads. I think those are all pretty good. And obviously, from Jazzwares, we know that we are very limited in the Owen Hart figures we can get. But here we have kind of a classic Owen. We've got the short hair instead of the long hair look, but we've got his Slammy Awards. The body is mostly a Chad Gable figure. The upper legs and torso are both from Chad Gable, and then the lower legs are from the calves are from a Tommaso Ciampa figure, and then the boots are from Cowboy Bob Orton, with those black and white laces. We've got the Owen logos on the side. You can see here those Slammy logos. Both of these Slammies, I can't remember if they came, there was a time they were coming with figures as chase pieces, and I don't remember if it was these ones or there's also some smaller ones that might have come with Sami Zayn or something. I can't remember, but I had these two Slammies. They fit perfectly with this Owen, and it is absolutely one of my favorite customs. Next up, number 32 on the list, and this one is kind of simple, but it is all painted. There's no decals, and I don't get to do that as much anymore, and it is my Venom Finn Balor, or Prince Devitt as he would have been going by at the time where he used this paint. And if you Google Finn Balor body paint, there's a ton of different designs. And this Venom is actually one of the very first customs I did. This one is redone. So the first one I did, it actually looked pretty good. I think I'd used the CM Punk head. It was well before, like, years before I'd even started thinking about, like, making customs often. It was just kind of like something I did for fun. Well, I mean, I still do it for fun. I'm talking about action figures on the YouTube channel. But I decided to go back and take another crack at it. I think the formula is almost all Finn Balor pieces, and then I just added the paint and everything. So the Venom look, you can kind of see, especially zoomed out, you can see how the face looks like. If you don't look at the eyes here, it just looks like Venom. And that is exactly what I was going for. He had a lot of really cool face paints, and I'll probably do more. Like once maybe once we get some elite Finn, I don't know, if I can get a bunch of cheap ones, I'll just like have a big old work in progress Wednesday doing Finn Balor face paints. But I just love how this paint looks. I love that it turned out well, so you can clearly see the Venom head and everything. And then on the back is just kind of like the tendrils, the symbiote reaching off the rest of his body. But yeah, there's number 32, and we've got one more for today, and it is going to be a tag team. And last one for today, number 31, we have Mustache Mountain. We have Trent Seven and his former tag team partner, Tyler Bate. And when I made these, I really thought, like, damn, dude, look at you. Look at these customs. You've come so far. These have gotten so much better. And these are absolutely some of my best customs I've done. But now looking at them, I'm like, yeah, these are good, but I feel like I've done even better since then. So these were gonna make the list no matter what. I just wasn't sure which place. And 31, you know, like I said, these are starting to get to the ones that I just really, really like. So once we move past these even, it's got to be like a character I like. The custom turned out perfectly. Like I'll look more in depth with like the details of how I did things, but these are two of my favorite customs in my collection. I mean, Trent Seven's not even with the company anymore. I don't know if we're gonna get more Tyler Bate figures. The one figure we did get of him just was super skinny. I didn't love it. So like both of these, I had to mess around a little bit and find a good formula. So both heads are from Headeration. He's got a couple other heads, and I am waiting on a new Tyler Bate head, so I guess I'll be making another Tyler Bate custom. And then there's the long-haired Trent Seven one, which also I considered, but for this purpose, these were the ones I went with. The Trent Seven torso here is from a Nikolai Volkov. He's got Chris Jericho legs, Stone Cold Steve Austin lower legs, and then it was a lot of part swapping. I had to crack the crotch piece to get the Jericho legs in here. We've got the white boots. I used a decal to wrap around the ankle for that like high sock kind of look. And then this was from when they fought Undisputed Era at TakeOver New Orleans, I want to say. And it was like a greenish attire. It says Trent on the back here. And then the Tyler Bate, this formula was a lot of fun to put together, and figuring out something where I could give him like size that I thought represented him well, but still keep him short the way he is was challenging, but it was a lot of fun. So he's got the Bo Dallas or Steve Austin thighs, the Ryback calves, which are really short. I don't know why, but they're really short. And then the torso is like a Finn Balor torso. So I don't know how well it'll pick up in the camera. I did a lot of dry brushing with the hair to really bring out the texture. I was really happy with the Tyler Bate because I got some brown in the beard. Just I was really happy with how the heads turned out, the tattoos, like the decals, just everything about these. I was ecstatic with, and really, I don't like. There's not a reason I would want to redo them because I feel like I knocked it out of the park making these, which I'm not in the least arrogant way. I feel like for what I was capable, or what I am capable of, I was really happy with these, and that's why they made the list. So that is going to be everything for today. Next week we will, next week we'll be taking a look at 30 through 21, and that's when it's going to get even tougher because, like I said, I got a lot of customs in my collection, a lot that didn't even make the list. So I talked about already, maybe I'll do a like a tournament essentially on like Instagram or on the my YouTube page. You guys can vote on what your favorites are. But anyway, until then, please continue to like, share, subscribe. If you want to go check out more showcases, we've got a ton on the channel. And the last piece of this top 50, so 10 through 1 is actually going to be episode number 50 itself. So by then we'll have 50 episodes of Action Figure Showcase. We've got just a ton on the channel, so if you want to check that out, go ahead, check that out. I appreciate the support. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.